my friends, thanks for tuning in. This video is going to pack a bunch of little micro reviews into one video. I was looking through some past videos and I thought, oh, that one seemed to go over well. Really trying to give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the product. Just making it very clear cut, very easy to understand where I stand on these things and packing a lot into one video. So here's the first thing I'm going to mention. It's from e.l.f. and it's the Blue Tea Sleep Night Oil. I got this quite a while ago and only recently started using it. I was running low on my Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair and I have replaced that. I have my backup. I was never planning to stop using that as my nighttime serum, but in that in-between time before opening the new one, I thought I'm going to give this a shot. And again, it's called Blue Tea Sleep Night Oil. Smooth and Soothe, 1% Gran Active Retinoid plus blueberry extract. It does look blue. Of course, that's going to blend in on your skin and not continue to look blue, but it feels like a very lightweight, very easy to blend into the skin oil. For as thin as it is, it does feel extremely hydrating. So what I would do is put this all over my skin and then use a little bit of the Holy Hydration, which is my every night cream, all over the rest of my face, and Vanny Cream, the actual moisturizing cream, the rich stuff. I use that around my eye area. And while I felt very well hydrated, one thing I did notice while using this, I was getting more of those little like surface pimples, like teeny tiny little whitehead kind of pimples in various places on my skin. And I've kind of got to assume this is what it was. It's the kind of thing I'd wake up seeing on my face. And that's not usually a very common thing for me. So I feel like maybe this was a little rich for my skin. I don't know. I would consider my skin type to be normal to dry, getting drier all the time in the winter months. But I don't know. It was extra hydrating, but I didn't see any major improvement in my skin. I just felt like I broke out a little bit with it. I would love to hear your opinion on this stuff. If you have tried it, if you've used it, what do you think? I would say I gave this stuff about 3 weeks of regular use, so I feel like that was enough time to realize that something not so pleasant was happening in a very small way. I wasn't having big cystic breakouts, but I just think it was clogging my pores. So I kind of have to give this a thumbs down because it's not something I'm going to continue using unless, I don't know, maybe I could mix in just a smaller amount of it into my moisturizer and work it that way. But for me personally, I'm not seeing any major gains from this stuff. Next, we have a thumbs up product, and it's a fragrance. I don't feel like I talk about fragrance enough on my channel because I do love a great scent. But this one, this is so good. This was sent to me in PR. This is from Lancome. I'm not sure if I'm going to be saying it right, but this is a new take on the La Vie est Belle, and it's called the L'Elixir. L''Elixir. This is so rich. This smells like a rich berry type of scent to me. That's what I think every time. I'm getting that fruitiness, but I'm also getting something deeper that is definitely deeper than, let's say, a fruity body mist that you got in something called black cherry or something. It's got so much depth to it. Anytime I wear this and the kids give me a hug, they're like, Mom, you smell so good. It's such a good scent. They say on Ulta's website, I'm reading the description, it's a warm floral elixir perfume that opens with sparkling raspberry and luminous violet. Okay, I was right on the berry. Beautifully blending with a warm cocoa butter base. I love this. I feel like I'd love this any time of year, but there is something that seems very wintry about this, and I don't know if you're ever wondering about this, if you can get a small size. Give it a whiff in store if you're browsing. Let me know if you also think this is absolutely fantastic, and I think pretty unique. And you know kids, like, they'll tell you. If they don't like something, they'll just say it. Next thing for a mini review, I want to talk about these Ulta blender sponges. I know I mentioned in my little, like, Christmas birthday video that I got these. They come in a 2-pack. They're less than $10. This is one that I used today. It's all saturated, so it's grown in size a little bit compared to what you're seeing in the package. Very, very soft, very much feeling like a Real Techniques sponge, but I just love the size and shape of this. You are getting that rounded bottom, and I oftentimes, if I'm using a classic beauty blender, I love bopping in my foundation with that bottom side. Today I used this putting on the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo CC Cream, and it just went on so beautifully with this sponge. I just feel like it's actually plenty of surface area there, and then when you want to get around your eyes, I've swiped on my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, kind of rediscovering that one. It's pretty darn similar to the staying power and the coverage of the Revlon Color Stay Flexwear, only I feel like maybe that one's got a tidbit more moisture than this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, but still a good product. Anyways, it's about the sponge. I love using this little tapered side around the eye area. It's just giving you a little bit more, I don't know, pinched in precision than a lot of sponges do. And I've enjoyed this style of sponge that Ulta makes for years, but I just wanted to officially talk about it and say it's a thumbs up. It's a good value, not overpriced. You get 2 of them in a pack and just a really manageable shape and size. I could also see the butt end of this being very good if you like to use that for blending out like a cream contour or even a cream blush. Another product that I'm kind of reassessing here. I know I used these closer to when they first were launched, and I don't think I was that impressed, but I've really been liking them as I've tried more shades. And I would have to say this is a thumbs up product for me, and it's the Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blushes. Now, I don't love this little squeeze tube, but yet I do prefer this over a puffy tip. A lot of times the puffy tips just get so messy, and here you are just gonna squeeze out a little bit on your fingers, dab it on. If you're thinking, well, what format do you like, Em? I probably just like it to be in a doe foot, but I will use my fingers, and I like really both of these shades so much. The pink Flirt for something very life-giving, but it's kind of subtle, but you really see that youthful radiance out of this one. I love that. And we're just talking creamy colors. There's no shimmer in these. They did put out some that look like this that have the shimmer. I'm just so on those. But these we're talking pure pigment, and yes, they're pigmented, but they're a little less concentrated in that pigment compared to a Rare Beauty blush, and I'm finding that's okay with me. If you run into a shade that you absolutely adore in the L'Oreal Le Lumi or the Rare Beauty, you know, it's great to have that pigmented color. It's little goes a long way, but these allow a little more wiggle room, and I can appreciate that too. I can love those other kinds, but I can also love these. And this one called Wine Glow is a very pretty toasty neutral. And I don't know that it would occur to a lot of people to investigate this shade, but it's very, very good. I mean, it has a rich kind of brownie toastiness, and I love that. We're getting texts. We're having kitty cat visitors here. Now these leave a little dewiness on your skin that doesn't really hang around forever. So you're gonna notice, like, especially if you're working in 2 at a time, you're gonna notice a little juiciness, but it's not overwhelming, it's not sticky, and I feel like it kind of becomes one with your skin, and right now the skin texture all feels kind of even and consistent. So I like these, and I like other shades too. This Rose Romance is another one that's really good for me. It's probably kind of between those 2 shades I mentioned. So I'd have to boil that down and say pigmented yet approachable liquid blush if you're scared of some of the other ones that just give you so much with one tiny dot. I give them a thumbs up. I like them. Next thing I have to mention, I've had this highlighter on hand for a while, and I've been using it a little more frequently lately. I did a little face of the day where I talked through my birthday face of the day on TikTok and Instagram, and I forgot to mention the highlight I was wearing. It was this Moon Crush from Too Faced. The shade is Shooting Star. The packaging is gorgeous. It's like their cute little blushes, just a little bigger, and it's like a pearly top. This tone, this is great. I'm wearing this again today. It's beautiful. It's got shimmer and glow, but it doesn't have any like frosty thick particles, and it's not difficult to blend into the skin. It's just really, really smooth and glowy. So I've loved this, and as time has gone on, I'm like, you know, I'm sensing a real similarity to something. It's just like Revlon Skin Lights in Daybreak Glimmer. The shade is so exactly like that, only this one probably goes a little harder, but they both have that very slight goldeny quality that shears out in the very same way. This is where swatches can be kind of deceiving because I'm never gonna apply it like you saw it in that swatch, but what I am gonna do is shear it out on my skin, and sheared out, they're just identical. So I just wanted you to know that. If you see that I've used this, just know it's a lot like this, and this is a total fave. So what do I say about the highlighter? I guess I give it a thumbs up, but I say there's a dupe. We're getting into some eye things now. I got this little CoverGirl eye enhancer when I was getting a few things at Walmart, and I thought I do want to try that. This is a newly packaged thing, and the shade is Sweet Plum, and I am so sorry to say I give this a big honkin' thumbs down. I am wearing that as my eyeshadow today. There's like one shade that's showing up on my eyes. This formula is not as good as regular old shimmering sands, and that's not known to be a profoundly pigmented eyeshadow, but there's smoothness, there's some ease about it. The shades work together well. Here what we've got is this matte that you put your brush in, and it kicks up so much powder, and then 2 shimmers that end up feeling non-existent. Like they just can't lay down for the life of them. They just can't do it. I've tried laying them down with brushes. I've tried just using the sponge tip, which is a very targeted way to lay it down on your eyes, and it's a no-go. This matte here, This is where any color you're seeing on my eyes is coming from. So I sheared that out in my crease and I patted it on the outer part, and then I tried to press down some of this. There's little flaky bits within that. This is probably the number 2 next best shade, because this guy here that looks like a shimmery mauve, she just falls apart. Like, I don't see anything. I rub my finger in it, I see nothing translating. That needs to be reworked to at least be on the level of Shimmering Sands if like somebody wants that kind of thing. A subtle easy trio. This, I don't know, you might be sitting there thinking, Em, that looks fine on your eyes. Well, the one shade did okay, even though, keep in mind, it kicked up a lot of dust every time my brush went into it. Yeah, it's acceptable, but you know, it's under $10, and I say whatever they've put out here, did anybody try this? Was this tested? How did this get through? I don't know. It's a thumbs down for me. Now, as I've been on a little drugstore quad and small palette rediscovery tour lately, I have gotten into this. This is a whole other thing CoverGirl's doing, the clean color eyeshadow quads. These are not brand new. This is one that I actually got in a Walmart beauty box, and it's called Cool Berry, and it really just doesn't look very berry at all. But yeah, coolish, maybe ever so slightly rosy tones. You're getting this really dark shade here, and the pigmentation is so what you see is what you get, and I was kind of surprised at how absolutely smooth and beautiful my eye looks with this turn out. It's kind of a jump between like this matte that you might start out in your crease, this soft mauve, and that, but yet somehow they're very ultra blendable, very high-end feeling with the formula. Have you tried any other shades in this line? Like, what would you recommend? But this is excellent. This is thumbs up. Now, granted, it's going to cost you more than this. And again, I do not say thumbs down to Shimmering Sands, but this, whatever's going on here, this Sweet Plum, which should have been something I was in love with, because I got it thinking this may be a big hit, because I just love the color tone, and it seemed so everyday and workable, but no, formula is no bueno. But this, definite thumbs up. Like, I don't think I'd even give that to my kids to play with, because the flakiness of the matte is so overwhelming, and then the non-existence of the other shades is super frustrating. I know I've talked about loving the Maybelline Color Tattoo sticks, but I've been very safe with it. I've been using a lot of the one called I Am Determined, and it's a matte kind of medium brown, and it's a perfect like everyday type of color, but I've branched out and I've gotten this blue. This is called I Am Extravagant, and we do have that sharpener tip here, so you can really use these as a fairly precise eyeliner, even though they're this jumbo stick format. But this shade, okay, first off, as you know, they're gonna set and not move, but I'm loving this blue. If you want a rich blue that you can see, I don't even want to call it navy, it's bordering on navy. A lot of navy shadow sticks will be so dark that you just can't get bluish impact really from them, or something you'll feel like you need to do is like top them off with a bluish shadow so you can come away really feeling the blue. You will feel the blue with this. This is a shimmer finish. Pay attention when you're browsing these at the store, because some are matte, some are shimmer, and they identify that on the product. But I've got this on my upper and lower lash lines, and I've always felt like blue kind of does a little something for brown eyes, but it's so pretty and it doesn't budge, and it's like a fun little, very casual, kind of playful pop of color for the look. Sorry, I had to unload the memory card. But you guys know I love these shadow sticks as liners, so I think in the new year I need to resolve to just investigate more fun shades when available. You know, like L'Oreal, it's a beautiful formula, but everything's soft and neutral. Hard Candy has some more kind of fun or intense shades, and Maybelline does have some fun ones too, like this. And I think that's something like I'll feel comfortable using. So that's a thumbs up, mega thumbs up. Another product I feel I must give a thumbs up to because it's really great quality. I kind of hate that it's a high-end price tag because it's a very basic product, and I feel like I should have a dupe on the tip of my tongue for this, but this Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil, the same line of pencils that makes the Wherever Walnut and the Anywhere Caffeine, they've got this shade called Boundless Bisque, and this lasts and stands out so well in the lower inner rim. I've got it in there today, and it's not as bright as white, and it's also not giving a pinky tone, but it's just being straight up like bone creamy, And I mean, I could add a little bit, but I don't even really need to. That's where I put it, and I'm still seeing it from earlier. I feel like it really hangs in there well. It's a long wearing pencil, and I don't know that I've heard anybody specifically say like, this is so great for the waterline, but it really is. That formula wears very nicely, and it's a very good tone as well for not looking like, hey, look at me, I just put light liner in my lower inner rim. It's more sneaky about it. I don't know if you realized throughout the whole first part of the video before I said I was wearing it that I even had anything there, but that area is definitely brightened up. If you've got mornings where you wake up and you are feeling groggy and like your eyes just can't look wide awake enough, this is something to add in, and it will make a difference. But in the perfect level and the perfect staying power too, so I have to say thumbs up there. Lip colors. I'll start with the one that I've been wearing all video long, this e.l.f. Sun Boss Gloss. I feel like I talked about this when I first got it, but I don't know that I gave it an official review, but this has been in my little purse, my little zipper like crossbody thing that I take everywhere, so it's gotten a lot of use. It has the SPF 25 in it. This is called That's My Jam. It's just a creamy colored gloss with thickness. This is not for everyone. I give it a thumbs up from me for sure, because I appreciate the thickness and the staying power that it does have. Full color, like going on, you can see in the video, full color going on, not streaky, and there's a thickness that not everybody's gonna love because it does feel a little bit sticky. But as we know, a gloss has to kind of go there with it in order for it to really hang on well and adhere nicely to your lips. And then you got that added bonus of the SPF. The scent in it is giving like suntan lotion, which kind of throws me this time of year because everything's all like cinnamon and sugar and spice in my world. But yeah, it's coconutty, it's kind of suntan oil vibes, but it lasts really well, and I like this color a lot. That's kind of why it's in my purse, because I feel like anytime I throw this on, man, does the look appear more complete and more pulled together. That earthy brownish plum, I love that. So have you tried any other great shades of this? What do you think? I think it's outstanding, really. And I think they've really got something going on with the thickness, something different from what we're feeling in all the various lip oil type of products that come out. This is a very special product, I feel, and for sure thumbs up. I'm gonna take that off now though, because we're continuing on talking about some other lip things. Another thing that's been a little purse product for me, the Catrice Care in Colors Lip Balm. This is a very textbook classic tinted lip balm. From me personally, I give this a thumbs up. However, it's different from like the Bare Minerals stuff, which also has balm in the name, but these are very full color, and I love that about them. They show up a lot on the lips. These are more like tinted lip balm with no explanation needed. You know, they're what you imagine a tinted lip balm would be. It's moisturizing, it's hydrating, it's not like off the charts shiny at all, and it's giving a tint of color, not an overwhelming like, is this lipstick as well type of color, which like I said, I like that quality, but I can appreciate this too. These are very comfy. These are not giving a lot of scent at all. Like, I think I'm just smelling the makeup. I don't think there's been a lot of fragrance added to this whatsoever. But this shade that I've just had like in my car, this is called Feelin' Pretty. And you'll see what I mean here. This is very soft, like kind of just the color of my natural lips, adding just a little bit of something. Feeling balmy, feeling very nice on the hydration end. Not super shiny, but subtle, you know? Let me add a little there to my hand. See how soft the color really is? See what I mean? Classic textbook tinted lip balm. I'm gonna try on another couple shades here. This one is called Half-Baked Cookies. Love that concept, by the way. But this looks more brownish in the tube. Caramely on the lips. See that? So soft, very approachable, very natural. Do you have somebody in your life who really wants the balminess but wants a bare minimum on color? That's kind of what these are giving. So that's that one swatched. The hydration really is good, and I sometimes have some sensitivity on my lips. I can be eczema prone on my lips. These don't scare me to use because I feel like they're not going overboard with the fragrance. This last one, probably the deepest one in the line, called Wild Rebel. Look at this, Looking Berry. It's gonna give the most, so hang on. And I feel like I do get more shine with this one for whatever reason. loving that. That's probably my favorite because I do edge toward wanting to see more color out of products like this. But they're a really nice texture, not super scented, not ultra shiny, just giving you what you want to feel out of a lip balm and that subtle amount of color, that tint, if you will. So I think they're definitely executing on the idea of a tinted lip balm. And yeah, very enjoyable. Great product from Catrice. I've talked about second chances in this video. I talked about like the Milani stuff and how I kind of approached those blushes again, tried some new shades, really discovered some that I liked a lot. And this product from Too Faced, when I first tried these Kissing Jelly glosses, I thought, I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm a bit over-gooped. There's a lot coming off on the applicator, and it comes under the heading of Maybelline Lifter Glosses, Fenty Gloss Bombs, those products where a lot comes off on the applicator, and if you're not pacing yourself and controlling that application, it can feel very smothering on the lips. Not a feeling I love. Now, lifter glosses, there's an Emily Award-winning gloss. Okay, I do adore that when used in a controlled fashion. And this, I felt that very same vibe with how, it ends up feeling so thick so much on the lips. But then I tried this shade that was sent just individually to me. It's called Birthday Kiss. And I thought, just lighten up with it. Just apply a little bit less. And this color is so pretty, and I'm kind of obsessed with what this ends up looking like on my lips. This is bare lips here. Okay, you're getting it on. Look at that. It's a little wild at first swipe, and you're like, really? Just sheer it out a little more. And it does smell like something baked. I don't think it makes me think birthday cake vanilla frosting. There's something baked in that. I'm shearing it out. Why is that so beautiful? In such a subtle way. I glance at my lips and I think, okay, there's nothing much on the lips. But then I look and I'm like, no, they actually look slightly pinky, like cool pink, cool rose, but then not at every angle. I don't know, I've liked it, but I just make sure I don't get too much on at once. There is a sweet taste to it. There's a sweet flavor. I mean, these are kind of like workhorse hydration, not all the frills that a lip product could have. This one is literally all the frills that a lip product could have. I really like that color, and it's pretty on top of some different things. Like if you're pulling out one of your Wet n Wild soft blurs and you're like, let's top it off with a fun gloss. I think you're going to enjoy the way this shade looks on top of some other things, but I just kind of realized this is definitely in the same category as some other glosses that can easily be too goopy, but I still like it and I still give it a thumbs up, and this shade is a total hit and kind of interesting and just fun. I like it. All right, so that's my thumbs up, thumbs down, micro reviews. I don't know how micro I kept it because I feel like I've been talking forever up here, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you for enjoying and requesting these types of videos, and I will see you all again very soon. I love you. Bye.